Hello, everyone, and welcome to yet another podcast by CodeOS, where we invite inspiring personalities and have them share their placement journey with us. Today, with us is just yet another inspiring personality. He's a CSBS undergraduate from NMIMS. He has a 2 years of working experience. He has worked in various fields that include data analysis, UI designing, and web development. He's currently working as a data analyst at Ganit. Please welcome Karthik Padve. Karthik, welcome to the podcast.
Hi Vishwajit. Thank you for the intro. So,
Thank
hi
you.
everyone, I'm Karthik. I'm a final year CSBS student at NMS Navi Mumbai. And my major fields include data analyst, UI designing, and front end web development. And I'm also proficient in C, C++, and Python.
So, Karthik, getting yourself placed is a long and stressful process, right? So, how did it feel when you finally got placed?
It felt great. Like data analyst is a field where, you have to learn a lot,
Yeah,
languages to theories to concepts. So when you get placed after learning all of this, it feels really great and feels like you have achieved something. Like it's just a stepping stone into my career, but as people say, small steps or one step at a time.
yeah. So, Karthik, how did you prepare for your job and what are the challenges that you faced?
So preparing for my job, one I did was do a crucial research of the industry and the requirements that were in there. Like when I started doing this, the main requirements were to know languages like Python or R. Another know as a visualization software, Tableau or Power BI, and to know MySQL and MS Excel. So I took one step at a time and I learned one language or one skill. So first I took Python, which I uh, harnessed very well. I learned it very well. I made my own, small or medium level projects on it. Then I moved on to MySQL, wherein again I had done, I taken certain databases from online and on which I had performed some operations. I also had a subject for DBMS. Uh, then it was Tableau and MS Excel, so I did the same. So for all of these, one thing I always followed is that I took the basics, learning the basics for each of these skills from YouTube. And then if I wanted to do an advanced or more of an intermediate next level course, I would go to Udemy or Coursera or any such platforms. And when it comes to data analysis, there are certain platforms which will always help you learn. So Kaggle is one of them. So they also have these medals or these medals for learning each and every skill. So in data analysis, when it comes to Python, you have to know pandas, which is one of the libraries. So they have this medal where you have to solve a certain panda uh, use cases or certain codes using pandas library, and they give you that medal. And also they have like a lot of free data set, and they have also these competitions wherein people just post their data set and they expect you to extract some kind of data from it or infer some conclusion from it. So that was another practice that I gained over there. Then there's this another platform known as Jovian, wherein Jovian was a very long stretch. Like they had taught a lot of things in depth, but the main point in Jovian was that you had to submit a project that was unique to you. Like I cannot just like copy paste it from somewhere and just give it to them, then they would actually fail me, and they had like a warning system. So I had to like take a data set from online, and then I had to like generate my own questions, do my own data analysis, do my own research on that, and then gain inference and uh, do the data cleaning and everything from scratch. So similarly I did for MySQL as well. I found a lot of files over there. And for Python, actually, I like Python a lot. So like even most of programming that I did, even during my college days, most of those were in Python. Like professor would say, do it in C, C++, or actually do it in Python and then submit. So that was another practice. And Tableau, again, it was through courses only. So YouTube, there are a lot of channels and everything. Even on Udemy, I took a few courses for Tableau. So that is how I prepared. One so next question, one obstacle that I faced was one of the major one was I would get lost a lot of times because when it comes to streams like us in IT and computer science fields, these are always changing. Like a technology or some skill you learn today may not be relevant next year or 2 years after today. So
Yeah,
being up to date was very important in that case. Like when I started in my first year, I saw for data analysis, then Tableau Power BI was not like a major thing to learn. Like if you know, it's good. If you don't, it's okay. But if you go online now, you see Tableau or Power BI, any one you need to know for data visualization, no matter what the use case. So that was one thing where you I had to be like updated with everything. And second was like I did not have any solid mentor. Like I feel if I had one, then maybe I could have done better. I could have lessered my learning time and all, and focused more on real life use cases and everything.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
But
To give you that right guidance.
yeah, right. So I did not have that right upfront. I had to like do a lot of research on my own, ask people, talk to them, and then I got to learn how to learn and what to do and how to do that.
Yeah. So you have done a number of internships, right? So could you tell me more about them and how did they help you?
So I have done three internships so far. So my first internship was at an organization known as IMN. So they basically hold these MUN conferences all over India, and I did this for 1 year when I was in my second year of college. So I started out there over there as an intern, wherein we would just make calls to schools and colleges and invite them to our MUN conferences. And then later I had a team working under me, when I would like give them work and all, that these are your targets and they are to meet. At the
Okay.
side, I was also working with my colleagues over there for making a UI for their app. So back then they wanted an app, so I was making the UI for the same, and we did that all of this for a year. Uh, at the end of my term, I can successfully say we made a UI for the app, and we submitted the same. Then coming to my third year, wherein I got an internship at AUR Consultants. So they are a Nashik-based company, and they mainly focus in this HR consultancy and stuff like that. So the main target was to make an HR portal, wherein uh, it is like a two-way communication between an HR recruiter, like a recruiter, and a student or some candidate. So the candidate can upload details, and there would be an AI model in it which would filter those candidates based on the recruiter's preferences or choices that they input. So my job over there was to gather this data from sources like LinkedIn, Indeed.com, and Naukri.com, and just to filter these data and to see how this data would react to the AI models and everything. So I had to work with several of my colleagues. And the third internship I did was in Ola. So it was uh, not highly relevant to what I'm doing, but it was just we would have
Get that
be
experience.
given targets.
Okay.
So when we just had to go and check the Ola scooties that they were the electric scooties, and we had to give them a software update on the spot. So not highly relevant to what I'm doing currently, but I did this back then during my third year.
So tell us how was your recruitment process and tell us complete experience.
Okay, one okay. As for an experience, like yes, I was very nervous because Ganit was first few companies, like they were actually second or third company that came to our campus. So I was really nervous and all. But they had a pre-placement talk with us. This was somewhere in June, not in June, July, they had a pre-placement talk with us about our roles and responsibilities, what the company does, and what all they were offering. And in August, we had a aptitude test. So the aptitude test was based on statistics, then our coding knowledge. So we could code in Python. Then it had everything, like it had statistics, it had graphs, charts, and yeah, most of it was mathematical based. So after submitting that, we the same day we had another round. So this was a video round wherein we had to record a video of us talking about a topic. So they had given us two topics. One I remember is the during that time India was winning a lot of medals in sports in Olympics and all. So we had to talk about that. And the second topic they had given us was if a man comes out of ice after let's say 70 years, then how would you explain him the world to him? So we had to speak on either one. So I
Okay.
went for the medals that India had won. We had some time to research our own topic. So I did a research, took down a couple of pointers pretty quickly, and then I just recorded a video for 2 minutes, and we had to submit the same to them the same day. And I guess this was after a few days or a week or so. I got selected for the next round. So the next round with them was an HR interview and a technical round. So in the same meeting room, we had two people interview us. One was from the HR, one person was from technical. So of course they would ask their relevant questions like the HR. The question that was asked to me was, "Tell me about yourself." And the technical question included some basic stuff like uh, what is mean, median, mode. And then they had given me a range of numbers and they asked me what is the mean, what is the median, and what's the mode in this range of numbers. Then they had also asked me to write down SQL queries for certain data. They had given me like this is one table and this is another table. How do you join these tables? And if you want to filter some type of data from it, then what's the condition I would put in there? So questions like these. So that was the last round with them, and after that I was selected to work with them.
And how nervous were you at the moment?
So to be frank, during the interview I was pretty nervous because among all the skills I have, SQL being the weakest of mine. So I hadn't practiced it a lot, so I was a lot nervous because you have that constant overthinking. Okay, if
Yeah, yeah.
I'm answering correct or not. Sometimes it happens that you answer correct, but that your overthinking causes you to change your answer, and then you're
So,
like,
yeah, yeah. Go on.
yeah, yeah, no.
Okay. So, what are some mistakes you think students should avoid during their preparation?
Mistakes one should avoid. Okay, one, this is something very cliche and something a lot of people may tell students is that don't lie in an interview.
Yeah.
Like if you haven't done something, then you shouldn't mention it in your CV resume or in your interview. And if you have done something, then of course you can answer it. But if you haven't done something, don't mention it at all. Second is that whatever requirements there are for your field,
Yeah, yeah,
just go through it once before you even like start the process.
yeah.
So like it will take time, of course, like
Get the basic.
depending on the field, but it's good to at least go through it all at least once. Just it's just even the basic stuff.
Yeah,
Then I can say we just be confident when you're answering. Like even if you know the answer to something, answer it confidently.
yeah.
Don't be like overthinking, because if you answer confidently, then the interview is also sure about your selection.
What are the points that are very important to means student must prepare these for in means before the interview
Uh,
as an
so
important topics.
Okay, important topics. So based on is it just related to data analysis, like
Yeah,
specific?
yeah, yeah. Specific.
Yeah. So based on what I've seen, what I've heard and interacted with people, most of the time in interviews, people ask questions related to Python or R, whichever you are proficient or good with, and they mostly go for asking SQL, and then Excel or Power BI and other stuff, and
Okay.
statistics. So these three or four are the main that they ask. So one should always prepare for it, or and at least the statistics part.
Okay.
Like even if you know Python, even if you know R, even if you know SQL, but you don't know your statistics, your mathematical stuff, then there's no point in going for the data analysis. So even the interviewer won't select you. Like knowing just the basic statistics, like how to read a chart, like you they may give you a chart and they may ask you to interpret it. Just knowing how to read a chart, just basic stuff like what are the kind of graphs or charts there are, mean, median, mode, like I said. So just these basic stuffs are also more than enough for a candidate to know in data analysis.
Could you recommend some sources?
uh, so personally I would recommend Kaggle and Jovian. So
Okay.
like Kaggle is good for practicing a lot. So like there you will find that Kaggle has a very big community as well. So
Okay.
over there even you can go and ask people how to do uh, learn this, or how did they do so and so, and it's a great platform to learn. Jovian, again, they have these free courses on their website, and like I said in the beginning, they have these projects where that have to be unique to your submission. So that also gives you a kind of practice about how the real life scenarios out there for data analysis or data science. So it gives you a small hint and practice, and they have manual evaluation. Like it's not automated. There is another person on their end who checks those submissions. So even you get to know your mistakes if there are any.
Yeah.
Then other than that, there are platforms like Hacker Earth, then data camp, and you for courses you can of course go to YouTube, Udemy, and Coursera.
Finally, I would like to ask you, what is the right roadmap to prepare for the best job?
What is the right roadmap to prepare?
Yeah.
Okay, first is so like you have to first know what all you have to learn
Yeah.
for your field. Like not just for data analysis, for any field. You have to know first what you have to learn.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you would start learning something else, and you would then realize
Yeah.
ki this is not even related to my field.
Yeah.
So it will be a lot of time wasted. So one is just make a list of whatever there is that you need to learn, and then figure out that what is your weakest and your strongest learning in it. So like where in our field of not in data science but in computer science and IT field, there
Yeah.
are certain that are in mathematics, in programming language, in coding languages, and in softwares.
Yeah.
So you need to know what you're good at memorizing quickest, learning from quickest. Is it the mathematics stuff? Is it the coding part, or is it the software part? So
Yeah.
then the one that is the hardest, you can just start learning it, going through online lectures. So like I said, I prefer whenever I'm starting something new and I just want to know the basics of it, I
Yeah.
always prefer going to the YouTube rather than buying a course on Udemy or Coursera.
Yeah.
So yeah, so if you're starting it anew, then go to YouTube. If you already know it, then you can just work by making just a basic project on it. So even Python, when I started learning, I learned the basics from YouTube, and the first project, believe me or not, I made was a simple GUI calculator. That's it. So that is how you can start out, and then you can just map from there based on your strengths and everything. Is that you have completed one, now next what do you want to do? Do you want to continue with the learning coding language, or do you want to switch to learning maybe some mathematical part or software part? So that is the way I follow.
Got it. So, Karthik, these were all the questions that I had. Any last message to the students before we conclude this?
Last one is, so I'll just say is be confident when you are in an interview.
Yeah.
and uh, just don't hesitate. The interviewer might seem like he's very serious and all, but in the end they're just mapping your capabilities and everything. So just be confident during that time.
So with that said, let's end this episode. Thank you, Karthik, for being here. It was a pleasure having you. Thank you. We'll see you
Pleasure's
in
all
the next
mine.
episode.
Thank you.